Any Good Thing, proudly supported by Bashwinger Insurance Agency, 42 Cornell Street, Amsterdam, New York.
We act to satiate our desires. We act to spite the gods. We act because our belief is stronger than the fear, and we act to fulfill our need to belong, to seek, to be, just to be.
Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of Any Good Thing. In our last episode, Derek and Brittany spent some time getting to know each other. Sandra objected to her keeping company with Derek, and Charity took some steps toward becoming station manager at the radio station. We see Derek and Charity having coffee at the coffee shop as Derek takes a call.
Yes, Brittany. How are you?
Hi, Derek. How are you?
Good.
Are you busy? Can we talk?
Not now. In a while.
Oh, okay. Tonight?
Sure. I'll call you in a while. Half an hour, okay?
Right. Okay, yes. Half an hour. Can I meet you in half an hour?
Sure. Where?
The coffee shop? Or the park?
The park. Sit on any bench and I will find you.
Okay, see you.
Derek closes his phone and puts it back in his pocket. He turns back to his coffee.
Really?
What?
You are seriously going to dump me here and go see another girl? One who you hardly know, to see her and leave me here nursing my coffee and my wounded ego?
Don't pretend you are taking this hard. There's nothing to be upset about. She is just young and needs attention.
And you are just the one to, I am not going to get upset. You do what you want, Derek, with whomever you wish. I think you mean well, but the proof is in the pudding. Time will tell, and you have precious little time to make it to the park for your date. Goodbye.
She gathers up her coffee and pocketbook, leaves a 20 on the table, and exits the coffee shop. Derek watches her go.
She's always leaving.
Derek checks his watch, gets up and leaves. He walks down empty streets until the entrance to the park, hesitates but walks in, talking to God.
I really don't know what you want me to accomplish here, God. I don't know my role. Caregiver? Understander? Mentor? She is someone whose life is totally foreign to me. I've never been addicted. Maybe to self-pity. What could you possibly want me to give her?
Brittany gets to the park and picks the bench she remembers from her trip with Derek. She sits and puts her backpack next to her.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Derek walks around a corner and spies Brittany.
What am I doing?
He says to himself as he waves to her.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for coming out so soon.
It's okay. That's what friends are for.
We're friends, and you hardly know me. Isn't that just a little bit curious to you?
I know I don't know you, but I am offering to be your friend, curious or not.
That's good of you, but maybe jumping the gun a little. I have some things to tell you.
Shoot.
Derek.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have been a rebel since my mom died. I was 13. She was my whole world. My dad was fine, good-hearted, loved me totally. But my mom loved me in a way I have never known since. She died of breast cancer when she was 45. I have an older brother and an adopted younger sister. Anyway, I flipped out when she passed away. I tore up my room. I threw things. I tore the drapes down, cut the bed, the carpet. I ran away. I couldn't understand why my mom could be taken away from me, without any thought for me. I felt abandoned, like my very soul was being torn away. I can't explain it adequately.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. I'm trying to explain the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me, and I can't.
Just try your best.
I wanted to tell you of my mom's death so that you could see the cause of my behavior since, because I hoped you would discount it, knowing what you know about me.
I'm not sure I understand.
Remember when I said I had done some things I wished I hadn't? When I was in my teens, I hurt so much. I felt lost and alone, and I rebelled against everything my dad said and did and was. I fought his authority. I ran away, destroyed the house, and when he remarried, that was the last straw. Well, I might as well tell you the whole thing. I told you a friend invited me to Amsterdam, remember? That's true. But my dad arranged it after I got out of the House of Corrections last year. I was in for prostitution. I solicited a police officer and was sentenced to a year and a half. Does that surprise you?
Yes, you seem so quiet and good-hearted.
It was the heroin. I tried everything before that. Marijuana, coke, alcohol, meth. I think I was looking for some high to take me out of my suffering. I didn't realize it before being hooked that it meant more suffering for me. I didn't have that vision. Not only that, when I was addicted, I would steal to support my habit. Eventually, stealing led to hooking, and that led to jail.
I see.
You're not saying much.
It's just that this is all a lot to take in. I mean, I don't know, have never known anybody who has been addicted to heroin. I'm sure alcohol is similar, I guess. I mean, there are similarities, but nobody I've known has the same situation as you, so it's a little difficult for me to process, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But don't be ignorant. Can you just try to put yourself in my place?
If I hear you right, you want someone to not only hear what you say, but also to understand and validate your views?
Views?
Sorry, feelings, thoughts, actions?
Yes, I guess. But mostly to hear me.
Yes, I hear you. You have suffered much and consequently acted out in self-destructive ways. And all of these have hurt both you and your family. And you are trying to stop these things and improve your life, and are aiming for validation to enable you to put your past behind you and just live.
Yes, I am so glad you see that.
I've suffered the slings of outrageous fortune too. God's will, so it's called, and am only now coming out of it. But if truth be told, am not quite finished with it.
What do you mean?
I mean my accident and the loss of my girlfriend.
Sorry.
And now my last relationship going south. I am aware of pain and suffering in me, and so can see and appreciate it in you.
Just one more thing. This is really hard. I don't think you realized that I always wear long-sleeve shirts around you.
No?
It's because after my dad remarried, it was the worst betrayal to me. I started doing things like pulling out my hair and cutting myself.
She looks down at her forearms.
So I cut both my arms and elsewhere for almost a year. And I wanted you to see them.
She rolls up both sleeves, shows him multiple scars on her forearms from wrist to elbows. Derek stares at them and finally stands up from the bench in front of Brittany and gently lifts her up to stand in front of him and envelops her in a hug.
What?
Shh.
They rock back and forth for a few seconds, and Brittany begins to softly cry.
I don't understand you fully, but I do accept you for who you are.
Charity drives madly to the liquor store for a bottle of wine, then drives fast back to her home.
How dare he? What does he think he's doing? And who is she that she has any influence at all?
She exits the car and enters her house.
This will not end well if he is not careful.
She pops the cork on the bottle, grabs a glass, and sits on her couch.
Why does this bother me? He's a big boy. Elena?
Yes, dear, it's me. How are you?
Well, I'm a little steamed, and I'm about to get pickled.
You hitting the sauce again? That didn't work so well for you last time, or did you forget?
I am better controlled this time, actually. That is not going to happen again. Trust me.
If I have to step in, I will.
You won't. Why did you call?
To ask how many boxes of Thin Mints you want. It's that time of year.
Tell your little Sherry to put me down for 4. I'll get the money next time I see you.
Okay. Why are you steamed?
Why else? Derek. He is only days removed from me calling it quits, and he is taking up with a 24-year-old.
Wow. Didn't see that coming. So how do you really feel?
Oh, man. I'm burning up.
Why? You rejected him, right?
Now he's rejecting me. I mean, what does she have that I don't?
Charity, do you still have feelings for him?
Well, yeah. They don't just disappear in a day.
Well, you have to understand that he is not rejecting you. He is just exploring options, same as you.
Not rejecting?
No. Also, remember that what is in the plan for you will be, and your choices may add or detract, but God controls all matter, all substance, and ultimately all souls. So you should relax and stay off that sauce.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Bye.
Charity looks at the bottle of wine for a second, then pours herself a glass. In the park, Derek and Brittany embrace for a few moments. Then, as Derek begins to release her, she stands tall and kisses him on the lips.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's so...
She sits abruptly. Derek sits as well.
Sorry. It's just I was really feeling it, you know?
You revealed a lot. That's bound to be cathartic.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
but I meant it.
Okay, but I have to remain a little distant from that because I am emotionally and relationshiply fragile. And even though you are eminently worthy, you are. I couldn't commit to any relationship right now, and you deserve that, at least, and seem to want that. Do you want a relationship with someone?
I'm not sure I know what I want.
Then you and I together is a recipe for disaster. It's best we stay friends, because I know I can help you better that way, and it seems that's what we both need.
He holds out his hand.
What do you say?
She hesitates, then smiles as she grabs his hand.
Okay.
It's going to get dark soon. Where do you need to go?
Home.
Come on, I'll walk you.
Derek walks her home without incident, then heads home.
What do you think, God? Was that okay? She would at least be proud.
Nearing his apartment, Derek receives a phone call.
Yes, Caroline?
No, son, it's your mom.
Happy Mother's Day. I meant to call.
Oh, thanks. It's okay, but that's not it. I need you to pray for your sister and John. She said she was making a decision soon about their marriage, and from what I gather, it does not look good for either of them.
Oh, what are her issues? I mean, about the betrayal.
Derek, you are not a woman, so Oh, what do you mean, the issues? The betrayal is the issue.
I mean the abandonment, the departure, the lack of affectionate response. What about the fear of being alone for the rest of her life?
I'm sorry. Maybe you are a woman.
Mom, these fears are universal. But I do know what you are saying. She is empowered to make a decision, and she needs prayer for wisdom and understanding to make the proper one, the most beneficial to all. Right?
Yes, son.
Fine. We'll all pray. What else is happening?
Derek, my health is good, and you talked with me last week. No news is good news.
Oh, okay. Just the prayers then. I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Call me as soon as you have a decision.
Okay.
In Troy, Caroline shows her estranged husband John into her house. He sits at the kitchen table, and she brings them both a drink.
I'm almost certain I know why you called me here, but you couldn't say this in therapy?
She sits.
No, not really. I needed you here, one-on-one, without a counselor, before God. Us alone.
Okay.
Since I met you, it almost seems a fairy tale. I've had a blessed life full of light and song. Ha! Mostly, but moments of fear and remorse and pain. But through it all, you have been my rock. Stalwart, stoic, and now this. This situation I find myself in, to live with you, knowing you have betrayed me with your desires for others, or to live without you, and this shame you put upon me.
Caroline.
Do you deny it?
No, but...
Then hush. This is about you, only because you did it. You departed from me and temporarily chose others. Now you need to hear this. We've gone over and over this, and I want you to understand fully what you did.
I know I hurt you.
No, you killed parts of me that I never thought you would, and parts of me I may never get back again.
Tell me.
You destroyed my faith, not only in you, but also in this system we live under. Destroyed with that one act, my faith in you, my trust. And trust is so fragile. I felt vulnerable to the world for the first time in years, And your one job is to make me feel safe, not betray me.
And be breadwinner and make you and your children and your mom happy?
Oh, I didn't know it was so difficult that you had to seek solace elsewhere and ruin my life.
Caroline, your life is now and always will be good. Whether I go or stay won't change that.
Precisely why I have come to the decision I have.
Before you say it, I have to repent of this sin I perpetuated on you, the whoring, the inordinate lust. I'm sorry I hurt you and the life we were creating, no matter what you decide.
Well, if you think that changes things, it doesn't. If you had asked me the reason I pursued 6 months of counseling, I would have told you to help me come to a decision, always to help me come to a decision. But it was always secretly to find a way to save us.
You never said.
So here I was, missing you and us, and any substantive admission from you. I know you said those things in therapy, but never with any sincerity, I thought. Now, here you do, and here I am making the worst decision of my life. John, dear.
She grabs his head and gives him a long, lingering kiss, then hands John a mini notebook.
Now here, I have a long list of demands.
The city of Amsterdam slows down and sleeps, but not all and not for long. Derek and Charity both awaken suddenly at 5:22 a.m. She looks at the clock, takes a drink of water. He looks at the clock, takes a sip, then lies down and talks to God.
Yahweh, I don't understand. You are all and in all. So why are you angry when I sin, when you are in me? I know it is not your fault you don't sin in me. Yes, it's my choice, isn't it? Okay, and I know by reading Micah...
Derek reaches clumsily for his phone.
Hang on. Hello?
Derek, did I wake you?
No, I just woke up. What do you need?
I just woke up too, and I thought you would be awake, but didn't know.
No, I'm awake all right.
Good, because I want to apologize for my behavior yesterday. I don't normally get petulant. I leave that to you.
Nice.
Oh, come on, just a little joke there. Anyway, your business is yours, and I have no right to stick my nose in it. After all, I broke up with you, right? You have a perfect right to see or date or hang out with whomever you choose, right? Come on, work with me here.
We're just friends.
I know, but maybe down the road you could be something.
I told her yesterday that I could only be her friend and supporter, not her mate.
Oh, did she want more?
I think so.
I don't know what to say.
That's a first.
Derek, you know what I mean without me saying it. I'm proud of you.
For what?
For making a wise choice. For knowing your limitations.
I didn't tell you why I didn't choose her this time. It wasn't because of her many problems. It wasn't because I'm still in love with you. I am, but I'm not.
Derek, you don't have to tell me.
It was because I'm simply not ready to be a mate or partner or husband to anybody. Only a supporter, a friend, a confidant. And I asked God when I would be ready, and do you know what he said?
No.
Never. Never is what he said. As long as I'm in my current state, I will not be ready.
So, you need to learn your lessons.
Yes.
I have to get ready for work now. How about lunch downtown today at 12:15? My treat. Maybe you can tell me about your plans for your lessons.
12:15 at the coffee shop.
Whatever you want, Derek. Be there.
Okay.
Derek goes back to bed while Charity finishes getting ready and goes to work. Janet greets her as she enters the studio.
Good morning, manager. How's the story going?
Story? Oh, yes. I wanted to talk to you about that. I started to compile statistics about poverty in Amsterdam, but came across what would be a significant subset of that. Those who are mentally ill being treated in Montgomery County, funded through Medicare or Medicaid, DSS, the hospitals, etc. I know someone who is, and that's what's piqued my interest.
I see. So, you have effectively doubled your workload. Is that smart when I have given you a deadline for one story by tomorrow?
I guess.
What would you say if you were in my position, a position you wish to be in?
Well, first, I would see this as a wider opportunity for 2 or possibly 3 segments with an expanded deadline so as not to burden the reporter, and not just an editorial, but a series complete with supporting interviews and music and build-up and blurbs.
Very good. But do the ends justify the means? Increased story means increased costs. And at what point do the costs outweigh the benefits of the story? Does your support staff work harder? Your management?
I think it would. The ultimate worth is the equation of value versus cost. Value to the audience in terms of adding to their lives, making them better, more informed consumers, and the cost can be overcome by increased interest and therefore increased subsidy by our advertisers, whatever is in their best interests.
And why would our advertisers join us in presenting a program on poverty or mental illness or whatever this third episode is?
For a local angle, local companies would like to be associated with a well-done production that points up our local problems and solutions to be seen as a sympathetic partner in their reconciliation. So also with the larger companies and corporations. Everyone wants reconciliation. It's a remnant of original sin.
Very good. But I didn't think you were a believer.
I'm not strictly. It's a holdover from my Catholic teaching.
Guilt is not strictly Catholic. As you say, guilt is universal. Anyway, very good. Do you want Shepard to help you with your 3 episodes?
Yes, that would be helpful.
I'll let her know and talk to me about the third aspect. I'm keenly interested in what it will cover.
I will. Thanks.
Did you punch in?
Oh, no, sorry.
Derek wakes up slowly, and when he is conscious, he picks up his Bible.
Micah 7:18. Who is a God like thee, pardoning iniquity and passing over transgression for the remnant of his inheritance? He does not maintain his anger forever, for he delights in steadfast love. He will tread our iniquities underfoot. Thou wilt cast all our sins into the depths of the sea. That is something I try to hold on to, but not very successful. Who is... Hello, Mom?
Yes and no. It's both of us.
Mom, come on.
Your sister has something important to tell you. Out with it, Caroline. The meter's running.
Why is she so happy?
I took John back last night, and she senses some closure or something.
Oh, didn't he cheat on you? Adultery?
Yes, Derek, but there were mitigating circumstances. So it was my prerogative to exercise. And I took all the years of loving devotion and all my future possible days with him, loving and being loved, and added them up, plus the emotion, plus the devotion, plus, and weighed them against a couple of infractions.
Couple?
Derek, you don't know the whole story.
I guess I don't. The good book says...
Mom, talk to him. If I do, I'll rip his head off.
Son, you rely on the Bible for guidance in your life, yes?
Yes.
Well, so do we. So does every Christian. For guidance, not in every situation. Does the Bible tell you what to do and say for your 24-year-old? And how is that going?
Fine. We're going to be just friends.
And did we know this unless you told us?
No.
And would we have condemned you if you had dated this, toddler? Oops, this youngster?
Yes.
But only at first. Then we would have come around to her.
I'm sorry, Caroline. I overstepped my bounds.
It's easy to do when you are ill-informed.
Why didn't you clue me in? I know he can be good for you.
I decided to keep you out of it because you need all the space you can get these days, what with all your problems.
What would you know of my problems?
Kids, this is a happy day. Caroline has found her soulmate again, and Derek has discovered boundaries. Beautiful!
And what did you get out of the day?
I've rediscovered my place, corralling you two. Now, hang up, both of you, so I can go find some peace.
Congratulations, Caroline, really. I'll talk to him soon.
Thanks. Love you, Derek.
Derek hangs up the phone, sits back in the couch, and sighs.
I really have to correct my nonsense.
Derek putters around the house, then leaves to go see Deacon Wallens before lunch with Charity. He calls the church ahead of time.
Deacon?
Yes, Derek, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Can I come visit before 12?
Yes, please do. And I have a guest who you may know sitting with me right now. So hurry, but don't hurry by. Good day.
I've grown to hate surprises.
Derek walks briskly to the parish, gaining admission to the deacon's office through the church secretary, and enters. Deacon Wallens and a distinguished-looking bearded man both rise to greet him from across the desk.
Welcome, Derek. I think you know...
Father Nelson.
Hello, Derek. How have you been?
Fair. You look different.
I've been traveling. And you, lad, look exactly the same.
What brings you back here? I thought you were banished.
Banished? Now, who told you such a thing?
People talk.
No, son. I was on administrative leave pending on an investigation.
Of what?
Derek.
It's okay. An altar girl accused me of inappropriately touching her while she was dressing. I denied it. There was an investigation, and therefore I was relieved of my post until it was completed.
And?
She recanted.
But you didn't say you didn't do it.
I didn't do it, Derek. I think something happened, but I'm not sure what at this point. This skepticism is healthy, but I will need to overcome it if I am to work with you again.
What do you mean?
The reason we both are here is that the Father is returning to St. Joseph's and will be reporting in 2 weeks, and we're going over the diocese letter of explanation for the congregation.
There's been endless speculation, and I didn't want to believe the rumors flying around.
By now, most of that would have subsided.
Really? People believe the craziest things, told by clergy or no.
I'm sure there will be a transition. I by no means want to minimize the congregation's concerns. After all, it can be unsettling for all to have a priest come back to service after being accused of the things I have.
Are the offenses rare?
More rare than not. It's just that they get a lot of press when they occur, and they should. But I'm going to add some training to our staff so that parishioners can more easily spot offenses and be able to offer solutions.
Will that work?
It all starts with me.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Thank you, Derek.
It's good to have you back, Father.
Derek makes his way out to the street where he pauses and talks to God.
Well, God, how about this one? Can you say, "Rejoice not over me, my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he pleads my cause and executes judgment for me. He will bring me forth into the light. I shall behold his deliverance." Micah 7, 8, and 9. Not a perfect verse for this situation, but it will have to do.
Derek walks away from the parish, contemplating. Thank you for listening to this episode. Please tune in again. The players for this episode include Jessica O'Connell as Charity Rodriguez, John P. Salerno as Derek Hughes, Ness Stark as Brittany Cleary, Barbara Nesnick as Elena Hutchins, Cheryl Charbonneau as Miriam Hughes, Daryl Conlon as John Peterson, Laura Lee Whitlock as Caroline Peterson, Belinda Vare as Janet Morgan, Tobin Cash as Deacon Wallens, David Hess as Father Nelson, and Homer Charbonneau as the narrator. Special thanks to WCSS Amsterdam for use of their facilities for recording. Special music by John Mastromoro.